Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos. In this session of MySQL, we will learn about the tables. After we are done with the tables, we will see how to rename and how to delete from a table. But let us understand few basic things about tables. If you have a database and you are using that database, if you want to see how many tables are there or what tables are there, you can simply type in show tables as query in MySQL. An empty set that will revert from the query indicates that we have not created any tables yet. Before us is a table where we have header columns, we have rows. The student ID, name, age and class all refer to the header columns. And the vertical structure of a table is rows. The data resides in the intersection of the header and the rows in a table. You can use any of these query to select from a table. Basically what we are trying to understand here is that the queries in the uppercase or in the lowercase does not matter for MySQL. When you put select in the lowercase and when you put select query in the uppercase, it is one and the same thing. You can write select star. Obviously star indicates that you want to select all the data from the table name, and you are putting the condition as where, what is the condition. Similarly, if you want to write this query all in the upper letter or uppercase, you can just write it. Even if you want to put this query as a single line, you can do it, and so on. What about the naming of a table? Here the student ID in the lowercase will not be equal to the student ID with ID in the uppercase and S in the uppercase. So while naming a table, we have to be really careful what we are giving the name, and the same name has to be recalled or has to be given in the query. So when you give a query select from student ID, it will not be an equal query to select from student ID with uppercase. So it will not work or return the same data for us. So more upon table. Table houses the information in databases. They are just like Excel sheets. They have columns and rows. Columns have the header with certain data type like string, date or integer, etc. And data resides in the rows. Just we have to be careful here that the structure of a table that matters. Even a single comma. Alright, let us see in MySQL client itself about the tables. Okay, so let us start with show databases again, which will give me the set of databases that we have. So we will use Edupedia. To use a database, you can type in a query as use the name of the database and semicolon. Right, the database changed message is the confirmation that now we are using Edupedia, and whatever changed now we are making will be done in this particular database. Let us check if there are any tables in this database. I believe that we have to give the query as show tables and not as show table. There it is. So the empty set is indicating that there are no tables in this particular database. Let us assume that we have forgotten that which database we were working in. So to check or to find which database we are working in, you can simply type in select database, open parenthesis, and then semicolon. Here it is. So it gives us confirmation, or it tells us in which database we are working in. Alright, so let us start creating a table. What I'll do, create table. Now if you want, you can give all in uppercase, but here I'm using lowercase. We'll create a table as student ID. Now remember here that there should be no spaces in the name of the table. We'll open a parenthesis, and then we start by giving the name of the headers. So rather, let me change the name of this table. I'll just call it as student, and I say the name of the header as student ID. Alright, so let us revise it. We are creating a table as student. Now we are giving the header as student ID. When you have given the header, give a space. So here comes the header, and now we have to give the data type. So I am giving it as integer. So here is the header and the data type for that header. Alright, so now I give comma. Now my second header as name, and I want as VARCHAR. For this thing we have to give the length, and I'll give as, say, 100. Enter. I give comma here, and I just want to give age. Now again the header, and it should be the data type of integer. Now notice here that we have opened a parenthesis here. What we have to do is close this parenthesis. So I close it, put a semicolon, and press enter. So you can see that query is okay and 0 rows are affected. Now when you type show tables again into this database, it is reverting with the result that there is a table as student. Alright, in the next session we will see more upon the tables. Thank you.